Salutations, my Fallout lovers. It is MrModdyPlays here with week 2 of the Fallout 4 modding showcase, where I showed you guys the underrated, the underappreciated, even the bigger mods sometimes, to kind of give you guys a feel on what's going on in the modding community for Fallout 4, especially now because it's really interesting considering there aren't any modding tools. And today we have a bulk of awesome ones to show you guys today. We have 4 mods to showcase. Some will get you feeling a bit nostalgic. Some will show some features that Bethesda probably should have included in the full game. So without further ado, let's dive in. So if you're like me, you like to collect all the unique armor and weapons in Fallout 4 because it's just addicting and awesome. And what Armorsmith Extended by Gambit77 does is lets you upgrade that at the armor station, which Bethesda just left out. Now, we're going to be using, for example, our Minutemen General's hat and uniform and the Silver Shroud armor specifically because that is, in fact, a unique piece of armor. And you can upgrade this through various side quests. If you just follow the Silver Shroud radio and just keep doing quests, you will actually upgrade the armor. But what this does is lets you modify it a little bit and put in things such as lighter build, lining. It basically gives you every single type of modification for the armor. There's no like limit where you'll see some that were only specific to combat armor, for example, but some like the linings, which we see here, which were kind of very specific to things such as the vault suits. And so what this does is kind of once again lets you go deeper with your character builds and craft more specific armor for your playthrough. Now what's really cool about this armor mod is one other thing that it does right. It does what our last episode's armor slots mod does, where it allows you to, go figure, wear this armor underneath your layered armor. As we can see, we still have all of it equipped underneath our Silver Shroud armor. And yes, it looks a bit funny. Actually not too bad. But still, you get the point that what this does is also includes the layered armor mod within a mod that allows you to upgrade it. So it's much better, which is where it brings me to my next point, that this is not compatible with last week's More Armor Slots by Abo Loves You. So if you're looking for a mod that allows you to have multiple armor slots like last week's, but also lets you upgrade it, then this is the mod you're going to want to pick up as a PC player. So, are you like me and many other Fallout fans where you kind of wondered where the weapon crafting and armor crafting of Skyrim went and why it's not in Fallout 4? Well, with Crafting Workbenches by Dr. Danzel, you can actually go to your settlement inside the crafting section, as you can see here, for example, Armor Crafting Workbench, and you can place crafting workbenches that allow you to create your own weapons and armor, for example. So what we're going to do is put down a weapons crafting workbench here. And as you can see when you enter this, inside multiple categories, you'll find pipes, pistols, you'll find multiple types of weapons, but none of the unique weapons is what's really cool about this. So that it doesn't really break the game, but it still lets you craft various weapons. And yes, you can even craft melee weapons. So this is just an example. We'll craft a Gauss rifle, which as you can see, you require a gun nut perk at full rank as well as signs, so it's a very balanced mod as well. And then as you can see, the amount of screws and everything we need, unless you have a scrapper perk, a lot of this stuff will be hard to come by, but we can go ahead and make this. And now we will have, as you can see in a second, the Gauss rifle. And we can just go ahead and equip that bad boy, and boom, there it is. We'll take it a step further and place a armor crafting workbench. And as you can see here, this one's deep because it has leather armor, and we have all the leather pieces of armor. Then we have all the raider pieces of armor. We have all the metal armor, all the different various types of full body armor, which is really cool. And then we can even craft things for our dog here, which is awesome in my opinion. It makes dog meat a much more likable companion, to say the least. And then you can even go into power armor and start crafting some raider power armor pieces, which is absolutely awesome. And then finally, there is a clothing crafting workbench, which we can go into. As you can see here, we can craft all the suits. Basically any type of miscellaneous armor is here, and we can make some really cool things. What I like here is that, as you can see, they have all the bandanas, because I always love having a Stars and Stripes bandana, and it took me forever to find one in my normal playthrough, but it's nice to know that I can just craft one if I ever lose mine again. But as you can see, they really put basically everything in this mod that's worth creating. The next mod, as I promised in the beginning of this video, might get you feeling a bit nostalgic, and this is Classic V.A.T.S by Troy Irving, who is returning again for the second episode of MrModdyPlays. And as you can see, what it'll do is we're going to shoot Marcy here, and let's say, Let's go into V.A.T.S. And as you can see, the game completely stops now. No one's walking, there's no slow-mo. And this is what classic V.A.T.S, as we all know, is. It pauses the game completely. And this mod could be a hit or miss for some people. Some people might like it because they might miss the old V.A.T.S. Me personally, I prefer the new V.A.T.S as it still makes combat intense. But I know a lot of people actually do miss the older V.A.T.S and just say, you know, I like to just pause the game and pick my targets. And it works just like that. As you can see very clearly, we can just go ahead and pick... We'll pick this settler. We'll shoot him right in the head. And down he goes, and then gameplay resumes. Simple as that. The final mod I'm going to be highlighting is Simple Intersection by Draco856, and I hope that's not you, Draco Deathclaw, I'm coming for you, boy. But anyways, what this mod does is basically does the most minute change to settlement mode, but it will make creating A, much easier, and B, much more fun. And what Simple Intersection does is basically lets you just build without being as precise, where as you can see right here, I can put the bed basically right next to this chair. And there's a small intersection with the colliders in the game's engine most likely, but what the mod does is augment that. And we can also see here, the bed's clipping through the wall a little bit, but that's okay. And that's kind of what I wanted the settlement mode to do. If I had any problem with it, it was that you had to be so pitch perfect and precise, and this mod lets you do that, where you can actually, while you're crafting, not just putting down furniture, but when you're actually crafting floors and stuff, they can collide into the walls, and it's okay, like so. We can see here, this clear as day really doesn't slot in. It's right here colliding with the wall, but that's okay, it lets you. And so that's what's so fantastic about this mod, because it lets you create more. And if you combine this with last week's settlement expansion mod on top of this, which allows you to intersect objects and really get creative with things, those two mods are going to mesh together perfectly and let you really make some awesome settlements in your game. So ladies and gentlemen, that shall conclude this week's episode of MrModdyPlays. I hope you guys found this one enjoyable. And all the mods will, as always, be linked in the description down below if any of them piqued your interest and you would like to download them. Please, by all means, check them out. They are awesome ones that have Maddie's seal of approval. So why don't you go down there, check them out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Other than that, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. The links are down below in the description as well. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.